Hello and welcome. I am Exelite and this is my channel. Thank you for coming today. We are going to do a part 2 of the most haunted places in each state. I really love doing this. This will give you guys a place to maybe take a day trip to. Maybe if you live there, you didn't know some of the things I'm going to tell you. Maybe if you're in a neighboring state and you're going to be driving through, you might want to just take a few extra hours and go on over here and check these things out. I enjoy these kind of things on road trips very much. So, also, if you would please give this video a thumbs up, and if you are not subscribed, if you would please subscribe, that would be awesome. Let's start talking about these strange places. I think we left off at the old Juliet prison in Illinois. So we're going to go to Indiana, the Haunted Bridge. First off, I think that every state, every city has to have a haunted bridge, or you just don't count. So let's go to this one in Indiana. The Haunted Bridge in Avon. Indiana is packed with enough haunted inns and estates to pack a whole town. But for a little skin crawling outside a big city, head to the sleepy bedroom community of Avon, home to one of the nation's creepiest looking haunted bridges. The decrepit looking concrete railroad spans, looks as old as the pyramids, and supports an undeniably sinister air, especially if you drive beneath it at night. If you care to park and poke around, locals say you might encounter the ghost of a weeping woman whose child was killed on the railroad tracks, or a drunken worker who fell into the load of wet construction concrete and was entombed in the bridge itself. But even if you're just driving through, you're likely to still get the chills. Moving on to the Theiska Axe Murder House in Iowa. In Theiska, Iowa, to be exact. For a truly one-of-a-kind night away, book in at the Theiska Axe Murder House. No way, Jose. There are some places that I don't mind, that I would love to stay, but not where children have been murdered. That would be a nope. The aptly named home where 8 people were axe murdered in their sleep back in 1912. The case is still unsolved, but the main suspect was a traveling minister who had taught at a nearby church the night before and left town early the next morning. Tours and overnight stays are offered in the very rooms that were the scene of a bloody massacre. You'll probably get the best sleep of your life. Nope. I don't think so. Nope. I wouldn't mind going and seeing it, just the historical value alone. But when children are involved, I gotta pass on that. But if you've ever been there, and you've ever spent the night, please leave a message below. I gotta hear about this one. Kansas. Stoll Cemetery. Locals know this tiny cemetery in an unincorporated Kansas township as, well, what else? A portal to hell that the devil comes through twice per year. As outlandish as that sounds, the ruins of a nearby church and the bizarre architecture will have you half believing the rumors. No satanic sightings have been confirmed, and anyone caught trespassing on the private property can face a $1,000 fine. But that only makes it a more appealing dare for those jumpy teens and courageous stoners looking to make the trip. Yeah. Let's just say that those are the kind of people who trespass. That's just those kind of people, not Grown-ass adults. Okay. Anyway, I want to see this proof. How can we see the proof if we can't get in there? If you've been there and you know about this, please tell us what this proof is. I need to know. Louisville, Kentucky, the Sauerkraut Cave. Sure, it's got a name because it was once used to age sauerkraut, but there's something far more sinister fermenting here. Huh, did you get that? Sauerkraut Cave earned its legend because it was located beneath the Lakeland Asylum for the Insane, an institution marred by accusations of overcrowding and mistreatment of patients. The cave beneath the now raised asylum is believed to have been an occasional escape route for inmates, but there are also rumors of bodies being buried there. Strange visions and ghostly voices have been reported by many who have explored it. Find it behind the archery range in E.P. Tom Sawyer Park. Guided tours are offered, but you can use your own judgment. All right, let's go. And now on to Louisiana. St. Roch Chapel Yellow Fever Shrine, New Orleans. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Please forgive me if I'm not. In the 19th century, yellow fever swept New Orleans, but Reverend Peter Theiska, the pastor of the Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Reverend Pete had a plan. He prayed to St. Roch, who is identified with good health and healing, asking for members of his parish to be shielded from the disease and promising to build a shrine for the saint in gratitude. While 40,000 New Orleans did die, not one person from Father Theiska's community perished. Today, pilgrims still visit the St. Roch Chapel, leaving offerings around the shrine. Among the artifacts, children's polio braces, crutches, rows of prosthetic legs, plaster feet, false teeth, and fake eyeballs. And Mount Hope Cemetery, Bangor, Maine. You know who grew up in Maine? Yeah, you do. Just let me give you a second. That's it, Stephen King. So it's no surprise, really, that part of the 1989 Pet Sematary adaptation was filmed here. For extra scares, watch the movie before a nighttime stroll through this creepy 181-year-old cemetery and see if you can find the spot where Gage was buried. On the way, you'll see some of the first Civil War monuments ever constructed and grave markers that date back to 1836. If you're not skeeved out enough, Bangor is also the location of Mr. King's house, fronted by wrought iron gates decorated with bats. Well, of course. Both are part of several Stephen King tours, which take you to sites around Bangor that inspired his novels. I can get into this. Let's go. You want to go? I'm in Texas, so it's going to take me a minute, but let's go. And as an extra side note, Stephen King is very active on Twitter and will interact with fans. Also, Anne Rice will, and well, it's getting to the point now where her assistant mostly does the writing back. But you can talk to these two writers. They don't put on any airs, and it's very nice. So if you ever sitting around thinking, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send a tweet to Stephen King. You just might get an answer back. Maryland. And every time I see Maryland, I think of Rob, and I hear Maryland. Sorry about that, Rob. Coffin Rock, near Burkittsville. The Blair Witch Project still pulls tourists to Burkittsville, Maryland. To find where most of the film was shot, though, You need to head into the Black Hills Forest about 20 minutes west of town to find Coffin Rock. It's a large, flat rock near a creek in the middle of the woods. It's where Maryland search party went missing in 1886 while looking for 8-year-old Robin Weaver. The child eventually returned to town, but the search party did not. A second search party found disemboweled bodies, bound the hands and feet, lying on Coffin Rock. Those bodies later vanished when the search party returned with backup to help them. Local legend attributes all of this to the so-called Blair Witch. You can, of course, retrace those steps in history. Just bring a flashlight and a good pair of running shoes. Or, as I'd like to say, just go in the light. Go in the daylight. You do not need to be going around at night. Stay out of the woods. Just stay out of the woods. And I did not know this about the Blair Witch Project, by the way. I thought all of that story was BS. I want to go. Let's go. Another one. You're going to have to pick me up on your way there. It's a little bit out of the way, but it'll be fine. We're going to wrap things up there today. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you like things like this, things about paranormal, things about unsolved mysteries or 411 type stories, please go ahead and subscribe. We have a lot of different topics here, and there's a lot of people in this community that have a wide range of things they enjoy, and so I try to put out a large range of different content. If you would give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. Thank you, and good night.